And welcome. Hello. Right there. Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action. That's basically a dinosaur. Outcaster Trailblazer, though, fantastic for extra draw whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield. You draw a card, and whenever it enters, you make a temporary mana of any color. It is very good in mono green devotion, as always. Well, usually I'm playing Stampede Dinosaurs tonight on Arena and Explorer, and just a little bit of extra draw, tweaking things. That is what we're at. That's what I've been at for this favorite way to play dinosaurs for quite a while. We're getting down to the wire. I think I can sense it. Of course, there is many great options, potential options for this sort of a plan. It's not like there's an absolutely clear way yet, but if anybody is going to figure it out, I think it might be me, because that is the only thing I play. Okay, down to it, the thumbnail's sake. I was feeling bad about Wayward Swordtooth. For anybody that watched it last night, I've gone back and forth on that card over years. 5 years now? 6? I think it's been 6 years since I've been using Wayward Swordtooth, oftentimes used to power out the original Ghalta Primal Hunger. Wayward Swordtooth being 4 power, can be reduced by Otepic Huntmaster. Dinosaur spells cost 1 less. Marauding Raptor as well. Creatures cost 1 less. All of a sudden, Wayward Swordtooth could be costing a single green for 5 total power, and boom, 5 ways. How's it going? Hopefully all is well with you. Hopefully the week went good. Hopefully everybody's week went as good as possible, and hopefully you get to maybe sleep in tomorrow morning if you're watching this. But again, you might already be snoring away. We're going to be making opponents snore, putting them to sleep, I think, a little bit better than Wayward. Of course, Wayward Swordtooth does have a little bit better potential than Outcaster Trailblazer, but it also can be quite a bit worse. Back from vacation, lovely stuff. I will be taking vacation eventually. The week of August 5th, I believe. Of course, I'll still be playing this as much as I can, maybe record some videos while I'm away and post them. We'll see. At the very least, I might work on little clips to play, just like this new one.
It's a rescue operation, and it's leaving right now.
Dang! Oh!
No, a pretty new one. It's more like a vacation, and it's leaving right now. It's not, but okay. Outcaster Trailblazer versus Wayward Swordtooth or some other creature that costs 3 or 2. Yes. A lovely new clip. That is very applicable if I give all my creatures indestructible or hexproof, you can imagine. It's a rescue operation, and I cast Heroic Intervention, instant speed, 1 and a green. Creatures or permanents you control, I believe, get indestructible and hexproof. Now that sure is a rescue operation. Or Smuggler Surprise, the new one from Thunder Junction, just like Outcaster Trailblazer here. But yeah, something for 3. Something cheaper, something that stays with what the deck is looking to do, or it can feed off what is already in the deck. And Outcaster Trailblazer just being a bunch more draw really is that. And fixing mana, potentially. I plotted on turn 3. When I play it, I'm able to make that other red, or, well, definitely a red. Really, I gotta say. I have run into more scenarios today where I don't make the red. I can't make the red. On turn 5, if I could be able to play Palani's Hatcher, that just would be amazing. Or I'm stuck not having the source of red. It is very, very rough stuff. So Trailblazer could be that, or it could be my white for High Noon, whatever is splashed in the sideboard, if you choose to do that. High Noon, of course, it's used against mono green devotion, potentially, If mono green can only cast one thing, that's good. That's good. Slow them down. Slow everybody down. If they're going as slow as me, sometimes that can be quite nice. Lovely, lovely indeed. I could splash for blue pretty comfortably, but I think for now I'm covering pretty much all the bases that I'm worried about. And, well, you will see something I had in for quite some time. I faced off against a lot of Thoughtseize today. I got to admit that was rough stuff. There was one match or one game where it was Thoughtseize turn 1 and then 2 Thoughtseizes on turn 2, and I never recovered from that. Sometimes I do, because that is all the gas the opponent has. But, yeah, I just felt the itch, bring it back in. No opponent is ever going to target me, and it's going to feel quite a bit better. Of course, Leyline, last night, that was Extinction Event. And I have used Extinction Event to great effect against Rakdos Vampires, possibly Mono Green Devotion. Mono Green Devotion, for the most part, just is a menace, and sometimes they barf a lot, or they just straight up play a couple creatures turn after turn, and they beat you up with that, and you're not quite fast enough. Sometimes I am. But Extinction Event for 3 and a black. You exile all creatures with the chosen value, odd or even. Nice to just get rid of the Vein Ripper and Blood Tithe Harvester and painful stuff like that. But, nah. Well, we'll leave that off to the side. If I face off against Rakdos Vampires, pick your poison. Always fantastic for 1 green. Making the vampire's opponent sacrifice the Vein Ripper, and boom, you go to town. Leyline, though, if you're using a Leyline, at least I've always believed, ever since I learned of them, you use all 4. You want to see it as often as possible. You want the best chance to see it in your opening hand. And the way that you're going to do that is to have the full playset. If you don't see it in your opening hand, it definitely does feel pretty bad. Now, we'll see. Okay, I say we jump right into it. If anybody is curious, if you're new, you're wondering how the deck works, I'd be happy to go over it or just explain it in the next stream coming up. Perfectly happy to do so. I'll talk about dinosaurs all the time, anytime. Tesseract. As you can see, I did drop down quite a bit. Today was pretty rough, as it goes sometimes. Was that partly because of Wayward Swordtooth? Hard to say. This hand is quite fantastic, though. As long as Sylvan Scrying stays in, that is going to grab the second Sunken. And with 2 Sunkens plus Castle Garenbrig, we get to make 6 green and play Carnage Tyrant. Elish Norn, though, another one of... I actually faced off against an enchantment deck, 5-color Fires of Invention for people that know that, and well, they got Elish Norn out, and it hurt me, because a lot of my deck is based around enter the battlefield effects. Oh, okay, if they had a Thoughtseize, they should have used it. Oh boy, here goes nothing. Ooh, I talked about the vampire's opponent, and now that's what we're facing. It would have been pretty good if it was a land that entered on... Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have.
This is a load of barnacles.
Look, that's pretty good. We're making 7 next turn. That is lovely stuff. We don't play land for the turn, even though we could have. You always search for the Sunken if you can, and you play the Sunken. It's an early Sorin, definitely 5 ways, but it wasn't Vein Ripper, so we got a chance here. A very exciting chance. Now, would I play Tyrranax Rex next turn? I imagine they could have a way to kill somebody. We'll see. What would be the best thing? If they have a way to make me sacrifice a creature, I would lose Carnage Tyrant or Tyrranax Rex, both the same. But I want Tyrranax Rex. They can't target it at the very least. They only have 4 lands they can't pay the ward for. Oh, Sheoldred's Edict coming in hot. Oh boy. Maybe? We wait. We want to leave somebody behind to block Kalatis. Chances are it's going to get Death Touch with Sorin putting the counter on it. And then Kalitas possibly sacrificing the Blood Tithe Harvester to get even bigger, putting it 2 more counters on itself. Don't worry. Oh, okay, I thought they weren't attacking. Huh. Interesting. If we draw a land untap next turn, they are dead, which is quite nice. And Elesh Norn doubling enter the battlefield effects is also going to be amazing. Amazing. It's nice to know if we get one certain thing. Boom. Done. Absolutely. Oh, well, we got Indatha Triome. That is good. This is very good. If we can live, they'll die. But I don't think that's going to be the case. Soren can sacrifice the Blood Tithe Harvester, do 3. We'll see. We'll see. Fable, not too bad. Oh, okay. Oh, boy. Oh, you... Oh. Oh, ooh. Elesh Norn, we're making a bunch of dinosaur tokens. This is all... Oh, and... Okay. Okay. Oh, boy, I don't even know what to press.
But you can't do this to me. You know how much I sacrificed?
Oh, my... jumping. That's a lot of triggers. Elesh Norn doubling all the triggers. Phew. But keep in mind, I could have done that sooner. Do I like the tap land? Should I have more lands that enter untapped? Do I need, really, Indatha Triome to fix the mana for Leyline? Which I aim to have Leyline in my opening hand. I never plan to hardcast it, so I never need the white for that. High Noon, though, how helpful is High Noon? That is a good question. Sometimes it just doesn't do much. It doesn't even help me against Mono Green Devotion, I gotta say. Not as much as I would hope. Mostly in there for combo. Now we'll see. If I trimmed that, Leyline of Sanctity, not needing white, technically, really just a black for Culling Ritual, that Indatha Triome could be removed, completely becoming Overgrown Tomb, and would feel quite a bit better. We would have been able to go with Ghalta a little bit sooner, and, well, I should bring in Pick Your Poison, like I mentioned. Outcaster Trailblazer. Of course, we didn't need to draw all those cards, but sometimes that will happen. At the very least, I definitely will be refilling my hand when I do something like that. It's kind of like Trailblazer is a couple more Vaultborn Tyrants for the card draw portion, and oftentimes I want to draw more. I want to refill. I want to dig. I want to get more gas, because I might not dump a whole lot of stuff. And just getting a little bit closer. It might be Outcaster Trailblazer followed by Vaultborn Tyrant. Vaultborn draws off the trigger from the Trailblazer that was played previously, and then Vaultborn itself, and more draw. In more situations. However, Thoughtseize, we dodged a bullet the previous game. That is not the case here. It is a very good hand, though. Seeing Sunken in 2 forests, oh, I think we're going to get the job done. If they have another Thoughtseize, I do imagine it's going to be Sylvan Scrying that is taken out. Okay. That's how she goes. However, Commune. We start with Commune. We see if we get another Sunken. No, we don't. That's painful. Well, we'll grab Ghalta, at the very least. And then use the Commune to see if there's another Sunken or that's not many Sunkens, and I would have expected to see a Castle Garenbrig in the top whatchamacallit. Okay, well, technically I see a Castle Garenbrig. Archdruid's Charm is going to search for and put that out. I'm going to be able to make 7 next turn. Alright, good. Oh, hey, well, no. You joined at the right time. Instant speed interaction, or just something that you can use that instant speed. Very lovely stuff, because sometimes dinosaurs can be slow, especially this variation. But now, Commander Crane, I'm hoping to get to F&M. Just go to my local game store, play against just more people in paper. That would be nice. One day I'll do that. However, do I need Indatha Triome? Not so much. Again, I need a source of red. As I mentioned, quite a bit today. I have not had that. We'll cycle Indatha Triome coming up. Hopefully getting Tyrranax Rex or Vaultborn Tyrant. I'm able to make 7 at the moment, so feels pretty good. Not sure what this Sorin is doing. Go blank. Well, we weren't going to be able to play Palani's Hatcher next turn anyways. We'll turn Indatha Triome into something good. They see Pick Your Poison going away, so maybe they have the Vein Ripper in their hand. Oh, another Indatha Triome. Well, we'll play it. If we get Ghalta, that would be lovely stuff to get it down, but I also might just bring in Leyline of Sanctity. Of course, Vein Ripper's ability is targeted. If they can't target us, the ability just doesn't happen whatsoever, but I'm just not sure what the opponent's doing. They keep ticking up Sorin. Not playing anything. I guess they're missing their land drop. Sheoldred's Edict, perhaps, coming in hot. Oh my goodness, whoever would have guessed that? Oh, and Liliana to get... Okay. Alright. Leyline of Sanctity it is. If we go to game 3, watch out. Or just the Vaultborn Tyrant. If you're in a top deck war, I've said it many times before, that's like the best of the best. If so many of your creatures are big, you can feel good. Get more draw. That's okay. I do imagine they have piece of removal for the Vaultborn. That's understandable. But we dig a little bit. So I'm fine with that. Fatal Push can't take it out. Yeah, that's right. I imagine they may have had more in their hand. Perhaps. And you might... Oh, there it is. The good guy. Beat him up. Oh, man, it's so beautiful. But Vaultborn Tyrant, even though it is a token, it still has that mana value of 7. I guess we just try to take him out? Maybe? Oh. Huh. Alright. What a way to start the night. Back up to Platinum 3. Of course, in a perfect world, I would have hoped to be in Diamond, but the world is not perfect. However, the dinos are always there, yes. A good game, an interesting game. I gotta say though, having Leyline of Sanctity again, it's like a comfort blanket. Just giving myself hexproof, knowing there's a very low chance I'll be caught out against any sort of shenanigans. Perhaps the opponent's main game plan is to target me to make me lose some wacky amount of life and lose on the spot. That just doesn't happen because they can't do it. Their whole plan falls apart with one card that starts on the battlefield. We wouldn't be doing a whole lot with that. Indatha Triome and a forest. Yeah, nope. That's that's a lot better. Big time. What should I send to the bottom? At the moment, I will get to 6. Do I like Commune? I like Tyrranax Rex. It's such a good chance that we should be getting to that 7th mana. Or more. Okay. Maybe it's going to be the Night of Rakdos. Maybe just maybe, I'm going to beat my all-time record of facing Rakdos in a single night. That stands at 5, I think. Pretty sure it was 5. That was like a year ago, I feel. They all blend together. Oh, maybe this is just regular Rakdos and not vampires. That is certainly very uncommon. We got to get Ghalta to the bottom. Sadly. Oh, the Outcaster Trailblazer. That could be very, very important. Now, I could have played Wayward Swordtooth in that spot, which would have allowed me to put the Indatha Triome out. That's okay. Yeah. No Vein Ripper. Don't do it. Interesting. Still no Vein Ripper. Huh. But we'll Sylvan Scrying. We'll grab that other Sunken, and the opponent better be scared. That's for sure. Ooh, I love it. Next turn, we're able to make 8. possibly seeing one of the other 3 copies. Okay. No, don't do. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah, what are these opponents doing? They just keep going Sorin +1, nothing. Huh. Well, we'll cycle Indatha Triome, see what we get, and there we go. Play Palani's Hatcher next turn. Outcaster Trailblazer is going to make our source of red, so hopefully there's not more Thoughtseize. Or we just get Ghalta, and that would be also quite nice. Yeah, this is strange. Hopefully it doesn't die. Make red. Make sure I make red. Okay, phew. I almost made green. I'm used to making green with a lot of stuff, but I guess they don't have much removal. Your guess is as good as mine. Huh. Fatal push? Again? Must be. Oh my goodness, whoever would have guessed fatal push? Completely uncommon. Now we'll hold the egg back. We're not going to send a message quite yet, sending the dinosaur egg towards the opponent, setting the tone. Shieldred, that's not much of a problem. We can take that out without touching it. Remember, no touch removal is very, very good indeed. Some of the best stuff. Sadly can't play Regisaur Alpha, but like I mentioned, no touch removal. That's where it's at. And Shieldred is out of there. If it was fighting removal, we would also lose Palani's Hatcher because they would touch each other. Now, poof. The fighting removal... Oh, you can't...
It's a trap! Bazinga!
Oh my... for anybody that is wondering, people just assume Palani's Hatcher is a creature that costs 4. A lot of stuff is. Not a lot of people are playing creatures that cost 5 or greater, and that's not the first time an opponent has made the mistake of just assuming, oh, Palani's Hatcher, it's a creature that costs 4, you know, just fatal push it, ready to go. Doesn't happen. It fizzles, sadly. Yeah. That is very true, Commander Crane, and it's, well, Amalia Explorer combo, that's another thing, but it's just 2 decks that can do something very powerful, and then if it doesn't happen, yeah, 100%, I gotta say, that has been my experience as well. If they don't get the Vein Ripper, it's not that scary. Of course, any deck can do their nut draw, fantastic, powerful thing where you just lose, and that's just how it goes. However, I'll trim Commune. Yeah, Commune. Okay, Leyline in, but it's very nice. Stay positive even if you know you're facing off against something painful. Just stick with it, and that painful thing might not happen from the opponent, and you just do your own thing. As long as you believe in it, you're practiced in it, you'll get there. You know, sprinkle in a few sideboard hate pieces, whatever makes the most sense, and quite nice indeed. However, could be worse, could be far worse. We only need 1 more Sunken to make 6, maybe. Should I keep it? Very risky. Actually, oh, I almost forgot I have Leyline in here. Okay, much better. Phew. It's actually been a couple weeks since I used Leyline, so I thought, oh, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to risk it. Actually, we're going to send Regisaur to the bottom. Ooh, they might concede on the spot. Well, you never know. Thoughtseize is useless, completely dead, and who doesn't love that? Turn 3 Vein Ripper, of course, would be rough, but at least we won't die to the triggers. It is nice, though. 5 ways using glass cannon decks, some of my dinosaur variations and some of your guys's. A little bit more fragile perhaps in the plan, but the plan is always usually to beat them up with big bodies, so you can't go wrong with that. Or maybe small stuff, a little bit more aggressive, as long as you're attacking with dinosaurs. That's where it's at. Okay, this is getting a little scary. I knew it. I knew it would be another big thing. Well, you would kind of expect, I would have expected, roughly, to see that Sylvan Scrying, Archdruid's Charm, or another land, or a Sunken. Of course, our chances have Sunken, and we're not coming back from that. Hey, back and forth. It is what it is. Do I want to keep Leyline in? Am I worried about the Vein Ripper? Not so much. We didn't see it. Of course, the Vein Ripper, definitely, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I have a good feeling. We're going to see that Leyline of Sanctity in the opening hand. I won't have to mulligan 5 times. That was painful. Yeah, I thought I'll leave Pick Your Poison out. I might just cut Pick Your Poison entirely. Yeah, oh, I know. Crazy stuff. It's like blasphemy to... Okay, well. It's like blasphemy to not bring Pick Your Poison in because it can be so fantastic. But we got the Leyline. I don't have to mulligan, fortunately. I just like stopping Thoughtseize and the Vein Ripper's triggered ability. Perhaps a few other things. A very comfortable hand. Oh. Who needs Pick Your Poison when you're getting the best of the best? I hope. I think they're dead. Oh, I bet they're dead. We don't have a forest, sadly, for Castle Garenbrig to enter until... Okay. Soren. That's not good. No, Vein Ripper, don't do it. Oh, we're not dead yet. Hold on, folks. Let's wait. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. If they don't kill us next turn, they are dead. We plot Trailblazer, we will be able to make 8. Thoughtseize can't target us. They have to deal 20. Will they deal 20? I don't think so. There you go. Phew. If the Vampire's opponent is on the play and they get that turn 3 Vein Ripper, chances are it's probably dead in that case, but not in this case. Deal 10. Doesn't matter. You die. I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, let's get that sunken. Outcaster for, well, eventually, whatever we choose.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Hopefully they're dead. Maybe not. We get 1 trigger with the Trailblazer. Some creature, any creature, big creature, dino. Oh, we got Tyrranax Rex. That tends to do the trick. I think. I'm not doing the math. Of course, we have to be as ruthlessly aggressive as humanly possible. But if we're going to do it, this is going to do it. 27. Oh! It's more than lethal. It's lethal even if they fatal push the token. I think it's exactly... Yeah. Who needs Pick Your Poison? Oh, gonna fatal push the token. It's 27. It's 27. Yes. Oh. Phew. I got revenge. I lost to some Rakdos Vampires opponents a couple times today, and it's just nice to have what was likely exactly lethal, because I'm pretty sure they had that fatal push. And phew. Oh boy. Now picture this. Outcaster Trailblazer would have been Wayward Swordtooth. Wayward Swordtooth, we wouldn't have done what we did. We wouldn't have had more card draw. I wouldn't have gotten Tyrranax Rex. I wouldn't have killed them because I wouldn't have drawn it to put out with Ghalta. Yeah, lovely. But pick your poison, absolutely. If you're heavily into green and red, you're not splashing for the other stuff. You don't want to dip your toe into Leyline of Sanctity. Pick your poison, you can't go wrong. Is it Phoenix? Any big flying creature? You get rid of it for a single green. Or potentially take out a pesky artifact or enchantment. Something that might be turning off your entire strategy. That's what I quite like about it. Sometimes I would bring it in against people who have the Damping Sphere, possibly for the mono green devotion opponent, but when they see what I do, also lands that tap for multiple mana. It's not uncommon to see the Damping Sphere used against me. That's not fun. So pick your poison, possibly taking it out quite efficiently is nice. Very nice. Well, you know what? I like it. At the very least, we can plot Outcaster Trailblazer. Okay. Oh boy. Hopefully mixing in a Sunken Citadel, which Archdruid's charm technically is. We'll see if they're tapped out. If this is regular Azorius Control, I think... Okay, Field of Ruin. Not a problem. We play Castle Garenbrig, and you know what we do? We get a copy of Castle Garenbrig when Field of Ruin takes it out. Watch this. If they take it out, we'll see. We'll go with Archdruid's charm. I don't think they're going to let it go off, but they also won't have enough to go Field of Ruin. Dovin's vetoes, we get that out of the way. They do something. They feel like they accomplish something nice. But yeah, plotting a creature, you can't counter that. Next turn we could make 6, hopefully. Oh boy. Well, they're not doing a whole lot. Okay. They must have a counterspell for that. We'll wait. We'll go with Commune, and we'll see what we can get. Yeah, another forest. Beautiful. We'll just respond to something if they do it. Wandering Emperor and whatnot. If they you don't do that. You don't do that, because now a Field of Ruin, it would take out Cavern of Souls. I'm almost certain it would. We're going to grab it anyways. They're going to think they're going to be able to stop what we're going to play, but that is not the case. I was always likely planning to play Tyrranax Rex, which I don't need Cavern of Souls to protect against the counter spells. That's what I'm getting at. So now we incentivize, we entice it, we make Cavern of Souls as a juicy target. We mouse over it to, okay, fine. Well, we're taking out Teferi. You see him? You get rid of them. Unless, of course, you can take out the opponent, but this is what you do. I hope. Yeah, no, can't counter it. No, there's not a whole lot that can stop it. Can't counter it, can't kill it. Teferi is gone. Yeah, that is absolutely 100%. They're probably ready and waiting. They're raging that I haven't played the Outcaster Trailblazer. They can see it. They got a counter spell ready. Never play it. Never play it. They're furious, I bet. Now they have to discard a card. Oh boy. Folks, they have Portable Hole. I'll try for Vaultborn Tyrant. Something that also can't be countered. I'm surprised that they didn't take out Cavern of Souls, but yeah, maybe they have a hand of useless spells at this moment. Can't do anything. Oh boy. Which is kind of nice. You plot, you give the opponent information, they adapt to that, and they plan around it. They think you're going to play it, and you don't. They think you're going to play it, and you don't. And you just continue to never play it. It's actually pretty hilarious. If the opponent sweeps Supreme Verdict, that would be supremely good, because I would get a counter from Vaultborn. But again, keep in mind Vaultborn Tyrant cares about if it dies. If it's exiled, we don't get to make a copy of it, and there could be Sunfall and exile-based sweepers, but we still got big stuff every turn. We're feeling good. I'm feeling good. Interesting. Another portable hole, perhaps. Oh, Dovin's Veto. Nice to see him get rid of useless stuff. Test the waters, play something that they could counter. I don't care if they counter it. I have all the lands I want. We'll get a backup Castle Garenbrig. It's not exactly something you want me to do. Play another Vaultborn Tyrant. Again, continue to not play that Trailblazer. Whenever we do play it, it would trigger off of the Vaultborns that I've played before it, because Trailblazer does have that 4 power. Very, very nice indeed. They gotta do something sometime. Would we draw out a potential Settle the Wreckage, exiling all creatures, all attacking creatures target player controls? We're about to find out. Wandering Emperor, not too bad. Okay, I understand. If it was just Tyrranax Rex, the opponent might have just... well, they might have just waited, and then paid the ward for at the beginning of their turn to exile it. Sometimes that has happened. Huh. Well, they made a token, so they don't have a sweeper. They would have swept and then made the samurai. So it does kind of confirm what they might have in their hands, I think. Yeah, play a Sunken. Things are feeling good. Carnage Tyrant. Oh man, you still can't counter stuff. I hope. What do they have up their sleeve? Summary dismissal. Something that can send... Okay.
Ruthless aggression.
Okay. Is it going to be like the other Azorius Control opponent and the other Azorius Control opponent, where I beat them up so bad they don't even bother playing game 2? I do wish I could play Azorius Control all the time, but nobody gets to play some of their best matchups. You got to play the good, take the good with the bad, package it all together, try to do your best, and have a good time along the way. I certainly have a good time. Oh boy. Actually, I'm gonna get another pop. That was coffee, but Pepsi Zero. I love that stuff. Oh boy, they're taking a while to sideboard. I imagine it could be rough. They're scratching their head, thinking, what bad luck did I have? One day, perhaps this variation, or just dinosaurs in general, become even more popular. It's got legs, and it's definitely got teeth. It's not unheard of. If you can do some lovely, powerful things, just beat them up, kill them. Of course, there's something there. Yeah. Maybe they're just gonna time out. Maybe they went to go get a drink or just go think about their bad luck or something like that. Oh, there. Oh, that's perfect.
You have no power here.
Pretty much perfect. That is gonna do the trick. It's certainly nice to see, because I've had a lot of scenarios today, and sometimes there is just streaks, as I'm sure many of you guys have experienced, where you mulligan, you have one land, and you get one land, and you mulligan and you get one land. And sometimes it can wear on you. It was wearing on me a little bit today, but that happens to everybody. It is basically guaranteed. Oh, look, let's draw out that counter spell on Commune. It would be nice to have it go off, but if we draw out one counter spell, it means there's one less for the eventual Good. One less for the eventual Archdruid's charm. This could mean down the line that we get to have it go off, I hope. They don't have a Field of Ruin. I'll play Castle Garenbrig, but keep in mind, if they had played Field of Ruin, I would hold off on Castle Garenbrig, because what can they not destroy? How can they not destroy it? Well, if it's not on the battlefield, it can't be destroyed. That's what I'm getting at. I can make 6 next turn. I don't have a play for 6. Eventually, I will have a play for 7 with Tyrranax Rex, so just go with the Indatha Triome. We'll see. If I want to go Archdruid's Charm at the end of their turn, they think they're going to stop me from playing something big, but guaranteed I will be playing something big. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's okay. I mean, that's not okay. Jawari Disruption. Okay. I like multiple T-Rexes. Jawari Disruption wanting me to pay an extra 1. I could have had that extra 1. But I wanted them to not have much. You can't kill it. Can't target it. If you... excuse me. If they go Sunfall for 5 to exile all creatures, they'll die. I'll be able to make 8 next turn for Ghalta, and they could be tapped. Oh, Supreme Verdict. That's supremely good, and they are supremely dead.
Yes.
Ouch. Ugh. Take a big bite out of that like button. Now, I'm just happy I'm facing off against a little bit more of Azorius Control. That could be, perhaps, because I do hear it's decent, very good against Amalia Explorer, and also Temur Control. Control decks. Yeah, nice against that. That's good for me. Less Amalia, I like, because it's a very consistent game plan, that particular deck. Vampires, perhaps not so much as we've seen tonight, but yeah. But we'll get there eventually.
Don't push it. Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Oh, it's a war tonight. It's always a war, but that is an extra war, a painful war. It seemed like they might have been stunned, perhaps, at their misfortune. I'm just glad things have turned around. I always knew they would, even though there was those bad batches today. Don't make knee-jerk reactions. If you're playing an uncommon brew, you're doing something, try to get as big a sample size as possible. I've always said that. See your changes in as many situations as you can. The good, the bad, package it all together, and along the way always ask yourself what could be better to help me achieve my plan? Oftentimes, people simply never have to ask themselves that question because the deck they're playing is just copy and pasted from the internet, one of the meta decks, which is nothing bad about that. It certainly saves time. You know what you're building performs, you have so many examples of it performing, so it's understandable. But if you're, again, building something new Amalia, okay, I talked about Amalia perhaps a little bit too much. A very nice hand though, Elish Norn. If we get it down, it does stop possibly the combo a little bit. A large part of the deck, how they gain life, it hinges on creatures entering to gain that life. There are a couple other ways they can do that, but for the most part, Elish Norn might be the ticket, perhaps. Definitely go with the forest. Sylvan Scrying to grab another land, not a sunken, because next turn it's going to be Castle Garenbrig. Archdruids is then going to get the other sunken, so no. Don't do it. We'll go with Cavern of Souls. We don't necessarily need it, but well, we hope to see Ghalta Stampede Tyrant at some point here. Or we could just be dead, really. It's not unheard of. Court of Calling collected company various ways to search their library, either put a creature right out or a bunch of creatures from the top. 2. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Okay, well, maybe they don't have Wild Growth Walker in their hand. If they do, okay, well, that will be it. Yep, they're keeping it on top. We do lose. Guaranteed. It's just how it goes. For anybody that isn't aware, they have their life gain part. Whenever you gain life, Amalia gets bigger. Court of Calling on top. If they didn't have the Wild Growth Walker in their hand, Court of Calling would have grabbed it, paying 3 green and 2x for the mana value of the Wild Growth Walker. And they could have used the Scout and Innkeeper to help for that. They would have. They could have made 4 with the treasure, but you get the idea. We were dead. It's just, excuse me, just how it goes. Yeah, Amalia, definitely a more consistent game plan than the Vampires. It's got to be. But Culling Ritual, that's what we're doing. That's what I have used before. Elish Norn, yeah. Trailblazer, well, nah. Although Trailblazer, of course, it could be that temporary mana needed for the Culling Ritual. Because I have Trailblazer, would I prefer to trim Commune with Dinosaurs? Keep it in? We'll see. We'll see. Well, I do like to see it, but yeah, I'm doing it. Oh boy. It's just a rough deck to face. There could be even better sideboard cards, but like I mentioned, Azorius Control and Temur Control having a strong matchup against this deck. Everything else, not so strong. Doesn't really matter what you do, sadly. Sadly, you don't draw a second land. There isn't a second land in the top 5. Very painful, unfortunate. It's not unheard of. It is a fairly low chance. That's like that's me when I think about the statistical probability of what is happening. Well, get rid of Carnage Tyrant. We'll get rid of something that they can see. Of course, I could get rid of Culling Ritual. We're about as far off from everything as you possibly can be. Okay. Now this is just comical. Oh boy. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Okay. Stem the pain, cut it off, move on to the next one. As she goes. Get her done. Yeah, it's been fantastic so far tonight. Culling Ritual for Amalia. I do like it, I gotta say. I think it is quite fantastic. The entire deck is basically creatures and non-land permanents with a mana value 2 or less. Culling Ritual can be a one-sided board wipe, and you could take out so much that you make 6 green, possibly, if they're still desperately searching for the final piece to get the combo. But they could have the combo at instant speed with that Court of Calling. They might respond to the Culling Ritual, but it doesn't matter. You could take out Amalia after she gets big and they gain a bunch of life. So they'd just be sitting at a big life total, and maybe you can make the magic happen, perhaps. But definitely Culling Ritual, again, because it covers all small stuff. I think it might be my favorite sweeper. It covers a lot of the stuff that certainly brings me pain, I think. It would cover this Gruul Slick Shot, that's for sure. But that's a lovely hand. Again, even though it's one land, I have 3 other things that search for a land. Trailblazer, making temporary mana. Any day I would keep this hand. Hopefully it's fast enough, of course, being likely an aggressive deck. Oh, maybe not. Odd. Huh. Watch me not get another land in the top 5 with this other Commune. Oh boy. Castle Garenbrig would be ideal. Okay, well, there we go. Phew. Of course I would hope to draw my land for the turn next turn. At least we will get Sylvan Scrying. Well, what is up the opponent's sleeve though? Elementals. This must be elementals. Gotta be. Well, we'll go with Sylvan Scrying. Grab the Sunken Citadel, absolutely. Always has to enter tapped. Commune with Dinosaurs could have dug to maybe grab it, but Sylvan Scrying can only ever grab a land. So if you're and ha and wondering about what you should get, just go with the Sylvan. Hopefully they do. Okay. A little bit worried about a potential counter spell, but I think we're in the clear. We're feeling good. If we get a land with Commune, they might die next turn. We'll grab Tyrranax Rex at the very least, and poof. Oh, the opponent said hello. Well, they have some funny business. Okay, not too bad. I like this. We're not dead yet. Temur Elementals has not played Omnath. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, yes please, let's go. Hello. Oh, there's so much card draw. Oh my goodness. Ooh. 16. Ooh. Ooh.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic. This is
Ruthless aggression.
What do you mean you've seen this? It's brand new.
Well, I gotta say that was probably pretty ruthless. Okay, again, like I mentioned a bit ago, picture that. Wayward Swordtooth instead of Outcaster. Wayward Swordtooth, well, it would have done a whole lot of nothing. We would have gotten to 10 permanents. We would have turned Wayward into just a 5/5. That's it. Instead, with Outcaster Trailblazer, I was drawing 12 cards. That is very positive. Refill after I dump a lot. Perhaps the opponent sweeps. Perhaps I'm only able to attack with Tyrranax Rex as I was here. Take them down a bit. They sweep. I lose everything. But I just keep hitting them. Yeah. Something to keep in mind though, but elementals, a decent range of mana values. Culling Ritual, not doing a whole lot. Pick your poison, not so much. They don't have a whole lot of flying creatures or artifacts or enchantments. They don't really target us a whole lot specifically. Oh, excuse me. I say we keep it the same. Yeah. Nothing that would jump out to help in this also uncommon matchup. Lovely though. Nice to face another tribal deck for sure. Oh, man. Beautiful looking hand right there. Forest, Castle Garenbrig. We're going to get to at least one Sunken. Hopefully two. Mostly guaranteed. Arboreal Grazer. I've used that before. We've had many talks on the Discord about the validity, blah, blah, blah. The validity. There's the, oh, look. There's the Sunken. The validity of Arboreal Grazer. If it's the turn 1 play with a forest, potentially Sunken Citadel as the additional land that enters the battlefield, that is quite nice. Use Commune right now. Next turn, I'm going to be going with Archdruid's Charm, so that's that. I would be continually skipping over Commune with Dinosaurs. Archdruids on turn 3 to get another Sunken. Vaultborn on turn 4, and you can see how it just continues to be skipped again and again and again. However, if I get the lovely Ghalta Stampede Tyrant next turn, we would kill them. Because we have that forest here. Archdruids, again, to search for the other Sunken. We're going to be able to make 8 on turn 4. We'll see. That would be pretty lovely. Oh, nope. Omnath, Locus of Creation. Fantastic stuff. Not so fantastic for me, but very good for this opponent. Alright, let's see Ghalta. You can do it. Oh boy. Okay, well, we're not dead yet, and Vaultborn Tyrant at the very least would stabilize somewhat. I like that. I like that they don't have much land destruction. We should be alright. Ghalta, you can do it. Ghalta, good buddy. Oh boy. Oh, it's not Ghalta, but Vaultborn Tyrant. Like I mentioned, I want a day. I want to start drawing into... Oh, Commune with Dinosaurs might grab it. Okay, yeah. Oh, there it is. Alright, they got one turn. Potentially. Here goes nothing. At the very least, I have Vaultborn Tyrant to block. I think we should be okay. As long as they don't make too much mana. They're going to put another land on the battlefield. The second one has entered, triggering Omnath's ability to make a white, a blue, a red, and a green. Oh, more. Okay, this is not looking good. That's a lot. That's a lot. But again, we got Vaultborn to block. Oh, excuse me. Hey, at least they're not in black. We don't have to worry about Thoughtseize with this particular opponent. Okay, yeah, that's also rough. Ooh, ouch. Well, I hope. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They got a lot of life. They're continuing to make a bunch of mana whenever a land enters the battlefield. It's getting a little bit down to... Oh, another... Oh my goodness. Okay. Oof. I'm just happy they... Well, they don't have haste. If they had haste, that would be rough. Okay, let's... Eventually, they gotta stop making mana, I think. I hope. Yeah. Have they gone infinite is the question. Maybe. Hard to say. That's a lot of mana right now. 12? Yes, 12 at the moment. Oh, the good old World Souls Rage. Well, if that's what you want to do, you want to dance. I've faced off against decks that use that as a win condition. Some of you guys might remember. Not exactly elementals, but World Souls Rage, they target us to deal damage. No, no, no. They did hit all the draws. It was lovely for the opponent, like I mentioned. They were about to get smoked. Sadly, they smoked us. Now, do it like High Noon. More than Leyline? Possibly. All that mana if they can only ever play one thing. Could be good. They make a bunch of mana in a turn. They're not going to go World Souls Rage. They literally cannot do it. Which also could be nice. Protecting me against being targeted. Technically. Yeah. I like High Noon. Let's do it. Also, it could just be Elesh Norn. If a permanent entering the battlefield will cause an ability to trigger it, it doesn't. Lands and... Oh yeah, Elesh Norn is the thing. Elesh Norn really is the ticket in this case. You know what? Let's leave it the same. We got a very good chance. I want to keep that Trailblazer. High Noon could do a whole... Well, it could do not much. That's what I'm getting at. I might prefer Trailblazer. I would prefer a better hand, though. I would. There we go. Phew. Now the question becomes, get rid of what? We will be able to make 7 eventually with Sylvan, but do I like the card draw of Trailblazer or the haste of Regisaur more? Huh. You know what? Let's go with Regisaur. I might be kicking myself, sending Regisaur to the bottom, losing out on the potential of giving everybody haste. But I don't have Ghalta. If there was Ghalta Stampede Tyrant instead of Carnage Tyrant, packaging both of those together, maybe I would have preferred getting there, doing that. Yeah, this should work out. Oh, well, there you go. You just send it to the bottom and you get a lovely replacement. However, we're setting up. We're going big. We're going home. It's Sunken time. Play Carnage Tyrant on turn 4. It is a little bit slower. It's not terrible. We'll possibly plot the Trailblazer. If we draw Ghalta, it would be mostly over at that point. Oh my. Oh, thank you. Trailblazer helping more than Wayward. It's getting me one closer. They have to kill me this turn, and they're what do I don't know what to press. Plane crash and get him a body bag or something. Man. Yes, please. It's okay. I hope. Don't do crazy stuff yet. Yes. Got him. So dead. Phew. This is what it's all about. Good game. 100% done. Absolutely. So ruthless. Oh. Phew. Yeah, I like Trailblazer more than Wayward Swordtooth. I'll tell you that much. But again, it is nice to compare different cards that do kind of similar things potentially. And yeah, no World Souls funny business here. Ooh. Got him. Boom. Trailblazer. Trailblazer really could have been High Noon. Wouldn't have drawn all that stuff. If Trailblazer was High Noon, we wouldn't have been able to make 8 at a very key turn. If the opponent had survived one turn longer, that could have spelt our doom. They already had a Risen Reef and with 2 Risen Reefs. They could have chained together a lot of painful stuff, making a bunch of mana, eventually getting that World Souls Rage like they did in Game 2. Yeah. It's got to be better. Got to be better than Wayward. Again, there are very fringe scenarios where Wayward would be better than Trailblazer. If you have 2 Sunken Citadels in your hand, and you play Wayward on turn 3, and you drop that second Sunken as your additional land. But that scenario is just so few and far between. The chances of having 2 Sunken Citadels in an opening hand or drawing into another one, pretty low. You could use Sylvan Scrying to grab a second Sunken to play on turn 3 as your additional land as well, but also it's not very common. Trailblazer at the very least always will eventually get you 1 ahead temporarily, draw you more cards. Being a thing that can draw you more, that can happen before Vaultborn, it's just nice at different stages to refill and beat them up better. Alright, I think we leave it there for tonight to get your last chats in. Take a big, massive bite out of that like button. You got a reef deck? Oh, okay. When it goes off, it goes off. Like we saw there. I think Elementals absolutely has a lot of legs and appendages, vines and whatnot. Quite powerful. Who doesn't love a lot of ramp? World Souls Rage certainly seems to be... There seems to be something there. Whatever the best shell is for that. Really, it could just be any deck that makes a bunch of mana in a single turn, and they use that as the win condition too. Something to watch out for though. But also, something to watch out for is this deck. Surprising many opponents, surprising that Azorius Control opponent, as it usually does. I try to win big. Again, sometimes it is overkill, but that's okay, because it's always kill. If the opponent was at 40 life, they would be dead on that turn, which is a pretty good thing to say. You know you're going to win, and you might need to win. With an opponent at 40 life, they might have a sweeper, you might be at 2, they might be at 40, boom, they're still dead, and now they're not feeling too good. Don't just barely win, win more often. That's what a motto I like to go by. Okay, alright, countdown coming in, and a clip afterwards. Not the explosion, another surprise. Have a good night, a good morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is, and yeah, see you next time.
What in the hell just happened? How did he do that?